What's going on, everybody? This is your WOF Outlook and Discussion for Sunday, February 26, 2023. And before we get into today's video, I hope everyone is doing well, remaining positive, and as always, staying blessed. All right, you guys, yesterday afternoon, the Storm Prediction Center did upgrade the severe threat to an enhanced, not an enhanced risk, I'm sorry about that, a moderate risk here across parts of the majority of Oklahoma and extreme northwest Texas here, the northwest Texas panhandle. This is setting up to be potentially an extremely significant damaging wind event here with a few embedded tornadoes and large hail. So, you guys, as you can see here, the moderate risk does include Oklahoma City, Elk City, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Lawton, Oklahoma. All these areas are in for a significant wind event here with this as this system moves through the area late afternoon into the evening and overnight hours. And as you can see, the enhanced risk extends even further out to the northeast across parts of Missouri, Kansas, and even clipping parts of northwest Arkansas, with the marginal risk extending all the way out into Illinois. And as you can see here, as we go back to the probabilities here, you can see tornadoes 10% here across the extreme northwest Texas panhandle here, the Texas panhandle, and southwest Oklahoma, a 5% for the remaining areas of the moderate risk, and a 2% for the remainder of that enhanced risk. As we go to the hail probability, there would be a 15% probability over parts of the Texas panhandle and west central Oklahoma. The wind probability is where the biggest threat is going to be at. As you can see, there's a 45% wind probability here within a 25-mile, given within 25 miles of this area here across Oklahoma. And look at the 30%, for the 30% to extend this far to the northeast. That's amazing. And then you have the 15% here that extends all the way to parts of Illinois. So this is going to be a very serious wind event here during the evening and overnight hours. So everyone, please have your plan in place just in case any type of severe weather does threaten your particular location. And as you can see, the significant tornado threat is has been issued here for parts of southwest Oklahoma and extreme west Texas, where the Texas Panhandle here in northwest Texas. And then you also have the significant wind potential here as well highlighted for the majority of Oklahoma extending into Missouri, Kansas, and the panhandle of Texas here. So this is going to be a very active evening and overnight here across the southern and central plains, moving in towards the Ohio Valley here as we move into Monday. So now, you guys, we're going to look at the timing and see when these storms might start to pop up here. And we're going to start roughly around 2 p.m. today. That look like when the storms are going to really start to fire off between 2 and 4. And as you can see here, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to already have some showers ongoing here, probably across parts of northeast Texas, the Arklatex region here, with just a few showers going on in the Oklahoma and parts of the Texas Panhandle area. As we get to 3 o'clock, you guys can see we have some cells starting to develop here across eastern New Mexico and the Panhandle. We get to 4 o'clock, starts to increase in coverage. As you can see, these will be the supercells that could possibly produce these intense tornadoes here early in the afternoon. We move to 5 o'clock. You can see that the coverage is really starting to increase here as this line of storms move through the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle as well, and into southern Kansas. We get to 6 o'clock. This one is really between 5. We're going to say 5 and 7 because you want to give or take an hour or two with the models. So between 5 and 7, it's going to really start to be rumbling here across the southern and central plains. And as we move further along into time 7, 8 o'clock, you can see the line starting to approach the Oklahoma City area. Tornadoes, strong winds should already be ongoing and occurring within this moderate risk area and enhanced risk. Heavy rains with some severe potential, even in this slight to marginal risk here extending further up into Kansas and Nebraska. By the time we get to 9 o'clock, this line of storms is actually rumbling through the Oklahoma City area, extending down into parts of north central Texas. Heavy rains for Kansas and Nebraska. So I will say probably be on the lookout for some flooding too if you stay in these areas. By 10 o'clock, this line is starting to exit the Oklahoma City area here, starting to move into eastern Oklahoma. Still heavy rains across Kansas. Systems starting to enter the Missouri area. So the strong, damaging winds will start to enter that area. As we get to 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the line of storms start to enter the Dallas area. As you can see, between 11 and 1 in the morning, the line of storm should be moving through the Dallas area. Instability will not be as high as it is further out to the northwest. So I expect the intensity to not be as strong here, but I still expect some possibly damaging winds as this comes through the Dallas area. And as you can see, by midnight, this starts to exit Oklahoma, and all this mess is starting to enter Missouri here, Nebraska, all kind of heavy rains here. So in this part of the country, the southern central plains, if you live in this area, please have your plan in place already. So when the threat does present itself later on this evening into the overnight, you will already be prepared. Like the saying say, stay prepared. So you're already prepared, so you don't have to be with no surprises or nothing. I wanted to say it the flowing way, but I'm gonna get it together in the next video. All right, you guys, we're gonna progress here from convective outlook day 1 to where this mess is going to continue at convective outlook day 2. As you can see, it shifts towards central Illinois, Indiana here as it continues to move on out to the east here for Monday. And as we go to about 5 o'clock here, moving on to about 5, you guys. You can see this severe weather is starting to enter this area where this slight risk is mainly going to be a damaging wind threat. The tornado threat going to be greatly decreased here, and even the hail threat. This will mainly be a damaging wind threat here across central southern Illinois and Indiana here. And as you can see, the wintry mix starting to occur across parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, heavy rain for Chicago, Iowa, southern Minnesota. As this system continues to move through the Midwest area here during the morning hours, you can see this it actually turns to a line of storms here. So expect some damaging winds and expect a wintry mix here across Minnesota and Wisconsin to increase in intensity and coverage here as we go along through the day on Monday. As you can see, Minneapolis, Green Bay, Detroit, going to be a mess of winter weather here. And you can see the severe storms will start to weaken as it continues to head on out to the east here, and it'll mainly be a heavy rain threat. So looks like it's going to be another wintry mess here across parts of the extreme upper tier of the Midwest here as this system moves on out. So everyone, please just be safe, be careful this evening here across parts of Oklahoma and extreme northwest Texas, even extending into Missouri, Kansas. This is going to be a very significant wind event here that's going to be going on. And before we leave, you guys, I want to show you guys the water vapor imagery to show this big bowling ball coming through here. You guys, as you can see, the big bowling ball spinning across California here, coming across the four corners. And as this progresses further to the east today, the radar, the water vapor imagery is going to light up here across parts of the Texas, Oklahoma, and Panhandle and southern Kansas. So everyone, please be safe, be careful, keep up with your local weather offices. For the latest on this severe weather event, you can also tune back to Weather on the Fly. I will be having updates as this event unfolds throughout the afternoon, the late afternoon, evening hours. So everyone, please be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.